The holidays may be over, but things at Disneyland are not slowing down. From Lunar New Year details and rare character sightings to sold out After Dark events, surprise refurbishments, and even pink milk. I'm Julie from Main Street U.S.A. Studios. Let's get into everything that's coming next. The holidays are officially over at the Disneyland Resort, and while we absolutely love the holiday season, we're also really excited about what's coming next. There truly isn't an off-season at Disneyland anymore. There's almost always something happening. And once one celebration wraps up, the next one is right around the corner. The next big seasonal event on the calendar is the Lunar New Year celebration, which officially kicks off on January 23rd and runs through February 22nd. This year marks the Year of the Horse, and that means Horace Horsecollar, who is actually a pretty rare character to see out in the parks, will be making special appearances in celebration of Chinese, Vietnamese, and Korean traditions. If you don't remember, Horace is typically paired with Clarabelle cow, so it'll be interesting to see how they're incorporated into this year's festivities. We are still waiting on the Lunar New Year foodie guide, which is always a highlight for the celebration. Over at DCA, Lunar New Year includes food booths, similar in style to the Festival of Holidays and the Food and Wine Festival. We did spot a permit filed for the Lunar New Year sign installation, which is a good sign that more official details should be dropping very soon, possibly even this week. That usually means we're getting close to announcements around the menus, the entertainment, and decor. Disney also confirmed that Turning Red characters will be returning for meet and greets during Lunar New Year this year. They didn't specify exactly who, but last year we saw Mei Mei and her mom, Ming Li, meeting guests, so we're guessing those two will likely be back. Also coming up very soon, starting January 22nd, is Disneyland After Dark Sweethearts Night, and this event is officially sold out. It was extremely popular this year and features one of the highest number of event nights of any of the After Darks. The tickets for this one are priced at $159 per person. Sweethearts Night this year will be on January 22nd, 25th, and 27th, also on February 3rd, 5th, 8th, 10th, 12th, and 17th. So if you're not attending, this is still something to be aware of because Disneyland Park does close early on event dates. For example, on the premiere night, January 22nd, the park will close at 8 p.m. compared to the usual 11 p.m. closing time the prior Thursday. So keep those early closures in mind when planning your visit over the next couple of months. And Anaheim Ducks Day is happening on Sunday, February 22nd over at DCA. This will be that full Ducks-themed celebration with appearances from the Anaheim Ducks players and their mascot Wild Wing, plus a Take Flight fan rally set inside a decorated World of Color viewing area. That rally includes fan chants, music led by the Ducks' DJ and power players, and even a friendly on-stage competition featuring the players. There will also be a Ducks-themed photo op, a fan zone in Hollywoodland, with hockey activities and those live DJs. And returning this year, the Ducks Day Brownie Cheesecake, a cookies and cream cheesecake with a brownie base covered in dark chocolate. This one will be back at Schmoozies only on February 22nd. Last week, D23 surprised fans with a new event announcement for D23's Spotlight series, Disney California Adventures 25th Anniversary Celebration. And it dropped just days before tickets went on sale. So unfortunately, this one sold out the day it released on Friday. Because of that short turnaround, there really wasn't much time to prepare or plan. And so the event is scheduled for Saturday, February 7th, if you were able to get tickets, and will take place at the Disneyland Hotel. It includes a panel beginning at 3:30 p.m. and will look back at 25 years of Disney California Adventure history. The panelists haven't been announced yet, which makes this especially interesting. We're very curious to see who is going to be on the panel, although we did not get tickets despite almost always looking at the Disney news. This one had 2 ticket options available. There's a panel-only ticket priced at $49 for D23 Gold members and $59 for general members. There's also a higher tier option also sold out that includes the panel plus a World of Color dessert party later in the evening. This one's priced at $159 for Gold members and $169 for general members. Both of these ticket options include an exclusive event credential plus a collectible pin. And if you are a pin fan, this one is a fun throwback. The pin features the Sunglass Shack, if you remember that. That was the dinosaur-shaped sunglasses shop near the Little Mermaid queue that opened with DCA. And this one was always a little cheesy and fans love to complain about it, but it's also one of those early DCA elements people strangely miss now. We know that DCA is still often compared to Disneyland, but it's starting to build its own nostalgic fan base. More and more guests grew up visiting DCA as kids, and those early memories are becoming meaningful. It's definitely not the same deep, multi-generational type nostalgia that Disneyland has, but that connection seems to be growing, and events like this really show how much that early DCA has started to matter to many fans. A quick heads up, if Trader Sam's is one of your must-dos, Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Bar of the Disneyland Hotel is going to close its indoor space starting February 17th. This was expected after a permit popped up back in October, showing interior show effect updates, some lighting work, and some mechanical upgrades. The good news is it's not a full closure. The outdoor bar and seating will stay open. This is one of those updates that doesn't sound huge at first, but it's actually really cool. Walt Disney Imagineering just installed the first large-scale 3D printed prop that's permanently part of the ride. So this one's on the Jungle Cruise in Disneyland. The new boat was made using 3D scans of the original canoe with some design inspiration pulled from what it looked like back in the 1960s, which feels really cool, especially for this original ride. What we like about it is that this is the first ever version, and it debuted at Disneyland, not at Disney World, which is usually where some of this new tech shows up first. And Imagineering was pretty clear that this isn't a one-off. This process can be used across the parks around the world to build faster, reuse materials, and keep classic designs alive. And we're loving that it started with a Jungle Cruise, an original Disneyland ride. And a Magic Key update that we're actually excited about. Starting January 13th, Magic Key holders can pick up 2 exclusive refillable popcorn buckets celebrating the 2 big resort anniversaries. And perks like this, especially those food-related ones, are pretty rare for Magic Key holders. So we have a 25th anniversary bucket at DCA and a 70th celebration bucket at Disneyland. But the perk is that the refills for these are just $2.25 through February 24th, which could make a genuinely good deal if you visit the park pretty often. So we've all heard of blue milk and green milk in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Well, now you can find pink milk. Pink milk arrived at the milk stand at Disneyland last week, and yes, we are very curious. No details yet on flavor or how long it'll stick around, but maybe this one will be more tropical. We're not sure. During construction news, starting in Disneyland, the Mark Twain Riverboat closes this Monday, January 12th, reopening Friday, so just a weekday closure there. The Haunted Mansion closes to return to the original ride January 12th, reopening January 23rd. Rise of the Resistance closes January 20th. It will close for at least a month based on the closure's calendar. New this week in Galaxy's Edge, Jat Ka's Coolers, one of those drink stands, and Oga's Cantina both will close on January 20th, reopening January 25th. And Sailing Ship Columbia closes January 26th, reopening January 30th. It's a Small World is closing January 26th with no reopening date through late February, so a bit of a longer closure there. And then also news this week, the Jungle Cruise will close on February 17th. We don't have a reopening date, and this one does not seem to be related to the new 3D boat installation since that has already happened, so this might just be a routine maintenance. Over in DCA, Grizzly River Run is closed and will remain closed for over a month. This is typical for this ride in January. We saw it was fully drained last week, so it may just need a yearly draining or more likely routine maintenance. We were also walking by Russian River Outfitters, and it was closed last week too. It wasn't listed on the closure's calendar though, so we're not sure if this was just temporary. Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind had scaffold up the day it closed. We saw it last week fully covered. This one reopens January 23rd. We're wondering if this is paint related. The orbs on that ride on the individual cars were from Italy, and they need some kind of special upkeep in that constant heat. And the Incredicoaster is also closed, so a lot of closures in DCA. It reopens after about a month on February 6th. The Lamplight Lounge and the Lamplight Boardwalk Dining both closed January 12th, and the reopening date keeps moving, but this week it is reopening on January 17th. Avengers Campus's extension is still underway. We took a peek last week. From what we could see while walking through the open part of Avengers Campus, construction on the new area is moving into major structural phase, Derek said that the large crane on site and the steel sections being lifted into place suggests that crews are actively installing the main steel framework for the ride building, and this is the point in construction where the overall size and shape are really going to start to take shape. And Derek was saying that the crisscross steel trusses stretching across the site are part of the upper structural supports or the roof framework, and they typically go in once earlier groundwork is completed. But you can see multiple workers guiding pieces into position. It's kind of cool how much we can see from the ground for this expansion. It seems to be moving very quickly compared to recent projects like Tiana seemed to move a lot more slowly. We couldn't really see their progress as much. In downtown Disney, the demo is still underway in the Esplanade, taking down the 2 ticket booths in the old Earl of Sandwich. And the Grand Californian Hotel's Concierge Lounge and part of the pool area are still underway as well.
Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe for more.